Okay, it's day 200. This is part one. Obviously, Andrew McCabe is testifying today in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee. I would just like to add a few questions to Chuck Grassley's questions that he's already posed about the $650,000 bribe or contribution to his wife that he did not declare. He mentioned that in a letter to Mr. McCabe, has not received a response yet. I'd like to ask more questions about first, Mr. McCabe, thank you very much for your service to this country, and I assume you care very much about foreign hackers hacking into U.S. institutions. Is that right? Yes? Okay, thank you. Well, are you aware of the situation with Huma Abedin, the assistant to Hillary Clinton, emailing 650,000 emails to her husband, who did not have a security clearance, Anthony Weiner? Yes, you are. Okay, thank you. Are you aware of an email that Huma Abedin wrote to Hillary Clinton about a secure phone, and that Anthony Weiner, the person who had the 650,000 emails that were classified, are you aware that she forwarded a message about Anthony Weiner and his trusted staff? Anthony Weiner and his trusted staff were providing secure, quote-unquote, secure phones for various members of Congress and White House staff. It's a WikiLeaks email, Mr. McCabe. Are you aware of the Anthony Weiner trusted staff email? Okay. So since you knew that there was 650,000 emails, many of which were classified, and you knew Anthony Weiner was providing secure phones, did you interview and record the interview of Anthony Weiner in your investigation of this classified leak? No, you did not. Why would you not interview someone who you knew had received classified information without a security clearance and was providing secure phones to various members of Congress and White House staff? Would you think it would be wise to follow up with Anthony Weiner and ask him who his trusted staff was in Washington, D.C.? Would you think it would be wise to ask what kind of secure phones he was giving to various staff of White House staff and members of Congress? Okay, not relevant? Not relevant? Okay. Well, are you familiar with the BlackBerry phone? Are you aware that Mrs. Clinton used the BlackBerry phone as a secure phone, and State Department documents which specified that have recently been released that the BlackBerry phone was used as a secure phone in the State Department? Okay. So there's a good chance that Anthony Weiner was providing BlackBerry phones to various members of Congress and White House staff. Okay. All right. Are you aware of the Awan brothers that were recently fired from Congress? Are you aware of reports from the Daily Caller, New York Post, other magazines or publications like True Pundit, NBC News, that said that the Awans were involved in a burglary of 20 different members of Congress? Are you aware that the Capitol Police were quoted as saying that there was items taken from Congress and then resold through a company back to Congress from these Awan brothers? Okay. Are you involved in an investigation based on those facts that there was a burglary of 20 members of Congress, some who sit on some of the most sensitive committees in the Congress? Are you aware that Imran Awan, one of these Awan brothers, had the personal password of the iPad for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the chairman of the Democratic National Committee? Yeah, it's a WikiLeaks email. Okay. Are you aware that the Awans seem to have numerous houses as well as businesses in the Washington, D.C. area, as well as Imran Awan listing the fact he worked for Lightbridge Communications, an outside contractor, while working for several members of Congress? Okay. Have you researched any of that? Have you deposed any of the people or that he worked with, or the businesses? Are you aware one of those businesses was declared bankruptcy with over $1 million in debt? Are you aware that there was 2 cars that were repossessed from the Awans, and the Congressional Credit Union still saw fit to give them a $100,000 loan to that car business? Do you feel that there may be undue influence when a member of Congress or brothers that are members of Congress are running a car business, as well as each making $160,000 a year? 3 brothers, all making $160,000 a year in the U.S. Congress? Are you aware that of the nationality of the Awan brothers? Have you verified their passports and visas? Okay. Are you aware that their stepmother called the Capitol Police on January 2nd and said that the Awan brothers had threatened her? They were imprisoning her in her home, and that they forced her to change her inheritance to the Awan brothers after their father died? Okay. Are you aware that she said that she is also Pakistani, that she said that they threatened to kidnap and kill relatives of hers if she didn't turn over her inheritance? Are you aware that there is a key member of the Congress in the IT department that says that Imran threatened him or her if he did not provide top secret access, or more top secret access than he currently had to different congressional members' email accounts? Well, Mr. McCabe, I prepared this list of questions for you. I realize you weren't prepared to answer these questions today, but I would like to give you 30 days to revise and extend your remarks so that the Congress can get to the bottom of the truth of how these 650,000 emails, how many of them were classified, and how many of them were reached or were accessible by these secure phones that Anthony Weiner gave out through his trusted staff. Does that make sense to you, Mr. McCabe? Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. McCabe. My time is up.